So the Epstein files have been released. At least some of them, not all of them. And what was in it was shocking. Now, it's going to be up to you guys to determine whether this is facts or it's just something people just put together for people to say, "Oh my goodness, look what's happening." Now, before I get into it, let's go back. Let's start talking about some things before I actually tell you what's actually in the files and the text messages that Epstein and his brother, talking about Trump, and all these other different people. See, these files, I really believe, hold the key and the power to overthrow and keep silent for all of these different people that is in power today, or maybe even retired, or people that is literally dead. But the funny thing is, everybody crying out, "Give me the Epstein files." Now, I want the Epstein files to be released. I really do. But the problem is, if the Democrats wanted the Epstein files to be released so badly, why did you do some shady things with Epstein? Well, preach. Well, Epstein killed himself. I know you're not buying that. Epstein killed himself. The cameras went dark for about 1 minute, and then he died. Yeah, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying none of this stuff. I believe, personally, that Epstein was killed, and people that's in power, people that is behind the shadow, did it to keep him from shutting up because he has so much doubt, so much leverage against all these powerful political figures. They did not want that to come out, so they shut him up. Okay? Now, only why his, Maxwell is not being, assassinated or killed, because he probably promised that she's not going to talk. All right? Well, she's in safe custody. Really? Safe custody is nothing. He was in prison. They still got to him. So you think safe custody is going to protect her from them? No, I don't think so. They have too many powerful strings, too many powerful people that they can literally call on to get the job done. So let's get this. Let's start thinking about it. We have somebody like this, right? Epstein, that was literally doing pedophilia with young minors, different crazy things on his island that is vulgar, things that you wouldn't believe that a person would actually do, and he was getting money from this, and he was happy about this until he actually got exposed. And now Trump is in the mix. But before we get into Trump, the problem with me about the Epstein file, well, I still want him out, but like I see a lot of Democrats now that is yelling, "We want the Epstein files. We want it now. We want them to release it now. What are you hiding, Donald Trump? What are you hiding?" The question is, what are you hiding? The Democrat Party, what are you hiding? Because mind you, this been on the shelf for over probably 5 years, or maybe even more. All right. So the previous administration could have released the Epstein files, but they didn't. Why didn't they release it? Why they didn't release it when they had a chance? All right? Because the thing for me is they had control of everything. They could have investigated, found Trump's name, and then released it out. And make sure he did not have a clear shot for victory in the upcoming election. But they didn't do that. And that's why it's literally getting so fishy to me. Is this actually facts? Or is fiction? Is this actually what actually happened, or somebody planted evidence? To me, it kind of reminded me of Weddington to me. Well, whatever was happening in the story, it really wasn't. It wasn't really, it was never what you thought it was. It was always something more shadier or something that didn't have nothing to do with what you thought he was literally doing. That's what this story reminded me of. And I can't literally pinpoint it. But my gut is telling me a couple things. One, this is false information, and they planted it there. And now the Trump administration is wondering, like, how did they put this stuff inside this files? I had nothing to do with it. This looked legit. And if the American people actually see these files, they would think, oh my goodness, this president is filthy, is nasty, he's corrupt. We thought he was an outsider, but he's really not. He's an insider. He did this with blah, 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 that and this, all these different things. Two, he did do what these files are saying he did. He did know about what he knew with the Epstein, about the young girls at the island and everything like that. He knew about all these things. But it's the past. And now he's a different man, and he does not want to let his past define him. That's literally where we come to. Either this is false information, and somebody put it there, or he actually did these things and bails of these things, and he does not want his children to see what kind of man he really is, and he does not want his past to define him. That's why he said, yeah, I'm not heaven bound. I don't think I'm going to go to heaven. But Trump, it's not by your good works you go into glory. It's by who you put your faith in that give you the keys to glory. If you put your faith in Muhammad, you're not going to glory. If you put your faith in Buddha, you're not going to glory. If you put your faith in Confucius, you're not going to glory. All these people died and still in their tombs. If you put your faith in any of the 1 million god of India, you're not going to glory. You're not going to glory because of what you did in your past, or the goods you trying to do to take up for all the bad you have done. If that's the case, none of us would be going to glory. You go into glory because of who you put your trust in. If you put your trust in Jesus, you're going to glory. You're going to heaven. I think that's what he came down to. I cannot release this because it's a lie. Or I can't release it because I do not want my past to define me. All right. So we had some videos, and Stephen A. Smith literally said what I literally just was talking about. He literally said, if the Democrats knew about this, like I said, why they did not release these things? Why did they sit on it for 4 years, and now since Trump is in office, it's a big deal? Is because they didn't know what was actually in it, and they were so scared if they actually investigated and had to bring it out, it will expose all the people that's literally in power right now in the Senate, the people that have been there for years, like Schumer, even some of the Republicans as well, because the Republicans, they're not clean, they're not innocent. I hope you didn't think that. Yes, they got the best moral values. They got more common sense than the people on the left. But if you trying to say the Republicans are innocent and they are guilt-free, you're joshing. You lying. This is a joke. This is a joke. It's a joke. Now, I'm going to let you look at this video of Stephen A. Smith saying literally what I said. And because it really makes you think about it. If this was actually inside the files, and they knew this dope was solid, and it was true, what's going on, why didn't you release it? Take a look at this video.
That the Epstein files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration. You were there for 4 years. How come you didn't open it as a Democratic Party then? What am I missing? I'm not saying I know. It's a legitimate question. Maybe I don't remember the answer. Maybe my extraordinary producers should be able to help me during the commercial break. But from my understanding, the same files that were open or being open now with the 220 pages of documents or whatever it is, with various emails, that could have been done when Biden was in office. Well, why didn't you do it? If it's so important now, what were the Democrats doing at that particular moment in time? See, this is the kind of stuff that smells. Because my attitude is just deducing how much they despise Trump is if there was some real bona fide dirt on him, since you went after him with the 34 felony convictions, which essentially was deduced to him paying hush money to Stormy Daniels, a porn star, just so she wouldn't reveal their happenings with one another leading up to the election in 2016. Okay? If you had something like that you were willing to parade him through the streets with, of course, if you had something on him about Epstein, you'd have let it go earlier to make sure he didn't become the 47th president. That's just my thinking from a logical perspective. But what do I know?
He hit the nail on the head. I like Stephen A. Smith for one reason. It's because he's independent and he does very bipartisan things, and he's not trying to play parties no more because you see that his party that he's been supporting all his life is literally gunning for his head. Crockett is trying to get him canceled because he said something and asked a question about her and she got offended. That's why we don't have women in power, because they act on emotion. We don't need a woman in power. A woman that had control of the nuclear code because she have a mood string. She's going to push the nuclear button because she's not feeling good that day. No. You're a politician. You're in Congress. You know people going to say things. You're going to have to tough it up and roll with the punches. If you're not made for this life, get out. Get out. Now, the Epstein files, I want to dive into it. The Epstein files, what we covered, and this is what everybody's talking about. They're not talking about the other, I think they released 200 or something emails, or whatever the case might be. I might be wrong with that number. But they released a handful of the emails. And what was in the emails was Trump did a sodomy act on Bill Clinton. And the text says something to the effect of, it was Epstein and his brother texting back. And they said, hey, did you get the pictures with from Russia for Putin of Trump going down on Bubba? Which meaning Trump doing the nasty to Bubba. Or Bill Clinton, because Bubba was Bill Clinton's name, like the big guy is Joe Biden's name. They all have nicknames. I don't know why. And this is what everybody's saying, right? Now, it's up for you, it's literally up to you to determine if it's true or not. And for me, I'm still looking. I'm thinking about this. Because I'm saying, okay, they didn't know this stuff was in there, as I said in the beginning. And now, since it is in there, they're like, what took us so long? We should have been, getting this out before. Or they put this stuff inside of there. And it's like, oh my goodness. And even some of Trump's supporters are being mad at him because he literally saying, oh, I don't care about the Epstein files no more. You still talking about the Epstein files? It seems like you're hiding something, Trump. It literally does. Even if you're not guilty, it seems like you're hiding something. Or you are really guilty, and this is your old self, and this is not you, and I don't believe it's him anymore. I think he's a changed person. I know a lot of people would disagree with me, but me personally, I think he is a different person, changing for the better, but it still doesn't, beg the difference of the truth must be told, and if you was doing crazy things in your old life, and you had literally campaigned on this thing, and you promised people that you're gonna join the swamp and literally literally uncover the deep state, why are you not doing it? We want to know these things. We need to answer. We are going to ask and ask until we get the answers. Because you're supposed to be the president that's supposed to be for the people. And you are doing these incredible things. I'm not lying. I literally supported and support most of what he had done in office. This is my personal opinion. Like I said, you can disagree with me. That's your, freedom. You can do that. But my personal opinion, I agree and support most of everything that he had done in his past and the current administration. Now there's something that's questionable. I have questioned it. Even this is questionable. Of why you hiding so many things and acting like everything is a no-show. Like, it's not really important. The Epstein files are not that big of a deal. Why are you talking about the Epstein files? We're talking about it because you promised us you're going to do it. Now he's saying, oh, every American is going to get $2,000. And it's like, okay, I'm happy for that. I'm literally am. But still make me start thinking that, okay, are you giving this out to distract everybody? Or are you just doing it because you're just trying to, support and love the people? Everybody's talking about it. Trump is nasty. He's a pedophile. He like younger women that's underage, that 16, 17, 15. Now they're talking about, okay, not only he like little girls, he like Clinton too. He want to do the nasty with Clinton. He want to do sodomy acts with Clinton or Bubba or whatever you want to say. And this is what the news is talking about. Trump, 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 Trump. And he gave him some more stuff to talk about. Trump, Trump, Trump. That's what they want to do. It's still better different. We still need to know the answer. We need the answer. I don't care what happens. We need the answer. Because even some of the people that came out against Epstein, that spoke out against Trump, one of them was named Virginia something. I forget her last name. But she died. Mysteriously, of course. After she literally said and took back that Trump didn't have nothing to do with Epstein, she died. Weird, huh? Very weird. Doesn't make sense at all. But this is what kind of America we living in. If they don't like what you say, they will silence you up. And that's literally what they did to Charlie Coate. They didn't like what he said. So they said, if you don't shut up, we will shut you up. Epstein, Virginia, they tried to do it to Trump. All these different things. When somebody trying to do the right thing, somebody try to kill you. Lincoln assassination of President Lincoln, JFK, all these different people. It's always when they trying to do the right thing or back out of the wrong thing, that's when they said, you made the wrong move. It is time to silence you. But nevertheless, despite how much dope is inside that Epstein files, we need it. We deserve it. We deserve to have it. And we will get it. I needed that. Cut. I need to get my glasses. Alright. This should be good. Alright. Let's get get started. So the Epstein files have been released. At least some of them, not all of them. And what was in it was shocking. Man, I actually like that one. I like that one.